Badne setup, you shooting a taxi. What's up, buddies? What's up? How you doing? Still loading everything. Hello, chat. One sec. There we go. Finally. Well, how you doing, buddies? How you doing? Hope you're fine. So, birthday stream. So technically, my birthday was actually yesterday. Except I kinda forgot. Not, no, actually, I didn't forget. I actually couldn't just come to a stream. That's the thing. I couldn't really go for it, so I was like, alright, fuck it. So yeah, I forgot to join IBC. There we go. I actually kinda forgot to join voice chat, so I. So now I remembered. Nice. So actually, let me share my birthday stream too. 1 second. Since I kinda forgot to do that, but it's kinda sad because I only recently managed to fix a little problem I had with my PC, which was where a few chipset drivers, but I don't know why they were corrupted, but I fixed them, so I'm like, alright, cool. Why the fuck did I? Oh, I forgot the deal. G Victor, you're so fucking cooked. I'm so goddamn cooked. There we go. Share the stuff in Discords. And yeah. I gotta send it to another one as well. 1 sec. Yes. Yep. And yeah, now I can wait for my participants of the birthday stream. So I had a few plans around, but I kinda forgot, so I gotta check them back. But to be honest, I kinda thought about doing first some what's called fuck. Right. Alright. I kinda hope it goes well. And I'm working on a little something at the moment that I forgot to set up before the stream. For one of the activities in the meantime. But yeah, it can be done. There we go, done. I set up a wheel for a little thing we're gonna do later. Okay, so. Sorry for the coffee. Going. Happy late birthday. It's actually evening for me, but thank you, Kimi. Hydrate. Hi, 1 second. 1 second, Kimi. Also, thank you for happy birthday. So, hydrate, stretch, and head butt. Okay, hydrate. Now, such a second, let me set up the head butt. It was this. No. No. Ah, there we go. Okay. Thank you for the head butts too, Kimi. Don't. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Do not click that. Not the boomers. I didn't remember which binder it was. Okay, so I was trying. Like, was it this one, that other one? Oh, fuck. So yeah, do not judge me on this one. Fair enough. Thank you. But yeah, so the plan was about trying to make first an incorrect particular trivia about myself, actually. One could say actually an incorrect one, since it got kinda inspired by a game show from Italy called Davanti un altro. Well, part of a game show. That's cool tomorrow, so I can okay, no problem, Kimi. Have a good night, Hoping the ones may come, if not, then I can go with the next one, like, really fast. So this one I'm gonna set later, but I'm gonna set it in live. Gonna need to catch a few PNGs here and there, but yeah, I can. In case people don't come for a trivia, then I can do it later. For now, let's pass to another one in the meantime. So the other one that I had in plan, see ya, Kimi. It was this one. Yes, if it captures. Hello, Opera GX. Can you get captured, please? Okay. Okay, besides isn't the one I actually wanted, but I remember I set this one for the Nuzlocke and such, so yeah. Anyway, so this one, I call it the Wheel of Bad Advice. Basically, any advice that comes here, I'm gonna slowly remove one at a time, and then I'm actually gonna give my opinion about them. Not much to say. So, let's start with one in the meantime, shall we? So, banning spoons. So now let's head with choice. Alright, so banning spoons. To be honest, I don't see a problem with that. Like, what's the point of spoons in the first place? Like, oh, we can grab stuff with. Here's what you can also do. You can use a fork or a knife. They're gonna be like, but how are you gonna eat soup? You can eat soup with a knife. I'm not joking. I tried it. Not with a knife, sorry, with a fork. With a fork. I actually tried eating soup with a fork once. Yes, it took me some hours, but yes, you can eat soup with a fork. You can actually do that. It's easy. Well, kinda. But also at the same time, we got sporks, which are spoons and such a. Huh. I actually have a kind of a doubt. Like, when banning spoons, do we also count sporks in it, or we don't? Because if we don't ban sporks, then hell, we got sporks. What the fuck cares about spoons when we have sporks? We have spoons and forks at the same time. Cool! Like, best invention ever. But just spoons like that, hey, you can eat soup, you can eat a few cakes and a spork can do that even better. Boom. Here's the thing. What more do you want, huh? What can I tell you? Oh, spoons should be banned, so yeah. So, next up. Handshakes replaced with hugs. Alright, so handshakes replaced with hugs. Honestly. Okay, so such in a how do I say it? It kind of depends on a social point because yeah, it actually would be way better to hug someone. I actually do that, especially with relatives and such. When doing it with someone you don't know, to be honest, it would be maybe at first it would be weird, but I mean, could work. It's way more confident. Shows like, hey, you're like a brother to me. Shows trust and such. So like, I'm trusting you, but you are not gonna stab me in the back while I'm hugging your ass. So it's like, wow, this guy trusts me. It's good. So I can trust him at the same time. It gives that feeling of trust, as if you would do with a relative. So yeah, a hug is way better than handshakes, especially when introducing oneself. It's like going with blind faith. But if they actually stab you, then there's a spy among us. Spy. Okay, tier 2 references apart. Yeah, it actually is doable to just go with handshakes there, but gets replaced with hugs. I have no problem with that. Like, come on. Next up. Okay, everyone must take a pause while riding the elevator. Hear me out! Genu Force pose. Imagine, you're in the elevator with your friends. It's like, how many were in the Genu Force? Wait. There were 5, yeah. 5 for Dolores and the others. Was another one. Anyway, yeah, you can actually go with the Genu Force pose, and like, oh, they aren't expecting me to hit such a cool badass pose, and so you go like dun 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 dun. For real, striking a pose in the elevator, and then it just opens and everyone sees the Genu Squad. They are running away. They aren't fucking with you around because they know you are the real deal. The real special forces of Frieza. And you're gonna kick ass. So yeah, that actually makes sense. We actually should do that stuff, but not in Genu pose. One can actually even do like in a video of Gangnam Style with the guy under the one dancing like Psy. It would be weird, but at the same time it would be actually quite funny. It's actually just striking a pose like that, assert dominance. Now imagine I just hit you with the T pose or the A pose like that, asserting actual pure dominance over you, like. Next up, what do we have, ladies and puppies? Alright, important decision on should be a coin toss. Okay, the problem with this one, I actually agree with this one. It's quite good when some important decisions, you know that both ones can fuck you over or bring you really good thing. Problem is when it's more than two because, okay, here's the thing. It's just one or the other with a coin toss. So the best thing to do in that case, I would say, it's do some kind of tournament, best of 3. You do 3 coin tosses for each decision, and then you do a tournament system to then you get the final and final decision. Coin flip, best of 5. actually no, best of 5 on the semifinals and best of 7 in the actual final decision. Because, you know, it's the final big decision. So, obviously, you may do the super tournament when it's many of them. Obviously, it may change a little bit, get smaller depending on you having or not having many decisions, or just going with a best of 3 or best of 7 or whatever for just 2 of them. It actually depends much on how many decisions you have, but you can actually match the whole coin toss and giving it to Destiny. Then, on another hand, if it's a decision like getting shot or getting gold, to be honest, but decision is actually pretty easy. Get gold and fuck off, you know? It's not easy. Seriously. I mean, I kinda chose which university to go like that. All text should be poems. Alright, so culturally, this one, this would be good. Here's why. The thing with text being poems is that it forces you to actually write more constructed thoughts, more constructed things, you know? So like, you have to, how do I say it? You have to think more about it and expand your vocabulary, become verbals. Such as the things were as though you had to become a rather posh individual, of which you then gain the capacity of speaking and writing in such a fine language that defies those barbaric ones, but I'd just go with K or other barbaric common phrases, but you end really quick like thou bots can sure understand what I mean, don't you? I returning to actual normality instead of trying to be these verbals on the fly. Let's go with the next one, come on. Walking backwards is better than forward. Honestly, yeah, it's actually better for coordination. I'm not joking, I actually do that way more often than you think in real life. I actually do that a lot. Sometimes I do that from Michael Jackson. Don't judge me about that, right? Don't judge me. Please just don't judge because I'm trying to do things well, but yeah. Fixing. Alright, fixing a few things. So. So yeah, what was it again? Yeah, walking backwards. Yeah, apart from that, it helps with coordination and such. Fucking hell, my brain disconnected for a second. So, yeah, apart from that thing, good coordination when walking backwards helps with equilibrium, and also, to be honest, it's rather cool. I do it often in general. It's useful when training to move stuff and see, or even more when like you are medic and you're trying to, you know, don't contaminate yourself health after you've scrubbed up. I don't judge whoever walks backwards. It's actually really good. Should be a skill that one should learn in their life. Come on. Okay, gravy on pizza. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know I'm Italian, but hear me out. It actually depends on the toppings. Toppings, sorry, on the toppings. Because on a when it's like toppings that wouldn't ever work on it, like tomato sauce and such, okay, I agree, it sucks, it tastes better, but do it a pizza with brisket. A brisket pizza. Imagine thinly sliced brisket or even thinly sliced roast beef, nicely laid upon the pizza, cooked nicely, and then a nice amount of gravy to flavor that roast beef or that brisket on it. Maybe mix in some other kinds of meats and such for a real meat lover pizza. Now that is something I would go for goddamn gravy. I like to experiment with my pizzas, and that is an experiment I would actually do for real. Trust me on this. Gravy on pizza, it can belong. It can belong, just with the right ingredients, with the right topics. Sorry, toppings. Porco dio. Next. All combos should end with head of transmission. Okay, so the head of transmission. I gotta be honest. It really gives me the vibes of that Five Nights at Freddy's game, the one with communication interrupted. Now imagine, like, it would actually be so fucking badass when you're talking to a friend. You could go, instead of like going like, "Oh, see you around, mate," or something like that. You go like, "Alright, head of transmission here, mate. Good luck up there." Or just ending with end of transmission. It actually would be so damn badass. Like some kind of secret agent or spy or whatever. It would be actually so cool. Okay. And yeah, to be honest, that's quite the best thing to do in my opinion. Just end of transmission post combo is pure fucking badass. I admit, it's good. It's good. Next. Sucks too bad. Alright. To be honest, this one isn't too bad. No, for real. Sucks too bad. I actually have some wool socks that sometimes whenever it gets so fucking cold that even the fucking heating system doesn't fail, but like can't pick up. It happened during some extra snowy days. I went like, fuck it, I'm putting on the socks too. And for some it may be uncomfortable. I mean, I'll leave it to them, it's not that bad. But for me it's not too bad, it's okay. Will it be something I do every day? Maybe. Depends on what kind of sock, because sometimes some socks are way more uncomfortable than others, so it really depends on your comfort level. But for me, probably some thin socks would work well at the end of the day. Then it depends on everyone. Depends on everyone's comfort and taste. For me though, they should work. They should work really well. Next step. What's next? Set one alarm. Okay, so set one alarm. I mean, that's not how it works. No? No, seriously. Am I the only one that actually just sets one single alarm? I mean, lately I haven't set any alarm, but like, if I know I gotta wake up at a certain time, I'm just setting one alarm. I get woken up, and I'm like, alright, cool. That's it. Like, whoever fucks sets more than one alarm like that, it just fucks up your sleep schedule and everything. Just fucks up your sleep. Like, get one alarm, wake up at that hour, and voila, you're done. It's not that bad at the end of the day. Like, come on. I think it's more normal to just set one single one. Kinda like with the old alarm clocks, you know? Napkins should be worn as headbands. Okay, so napkins worn as fucking headbands. Oh god. This one, I actually thought of it more like, you know, those boat shaped hats. I actually more for that kind at the end of the day. Because that one is like, ah yes, I'm Captain Napkin, the captain of his boat that it's gonna set sail across the 7 seas. Am I the only one that did that as a kid? No? I hope so. I hope I wasn't the only one. Because if I was, that would be quite embarrassing. But yeah, no, to be honest, even as a bandana. As a headband, sorry. To be honest, I mean, it kind of depends on how big those napkins are. Or, cause I don't understand, like one single napkin or like tying up more napkins for making some kind of headband or some kind of bandana. This one kind of requires some extra context because it actually would be possible, but would be too frail, and also depends on the quality of the napkins. It's like paper napkins or cloth napkins and such, you know. So this one really depends. It's doable. I actually do approve it because there's also those fucking hell. They're shaped like ropes, but I think they're made of silk or kind of like napkins. Those ones that some of the Japanese men in Japanese festivals wear when transporting the statues. I don't know how the fuck they are called, but you get what I mean. Wearing matching socks is illegal. Yeah? Why isn't this a thing already? Oh, why isn't this a thing already? Seriously, why didn't we set this up? Like, it actually gives you more color in life. Like, you can be different. And you can use it to describe maybe some mixed mood that you may have in a day. Or just, you know, create a better... Fucking hell. A better mix of colors to just match it with your clothes. It really is a good idea, but no one actually seems to think about. But like, you could do like one sock that is matching your pants and your bag, another one that matches your jacket and your shirt and similar, you see? So basically, yeah. Now, illegal, I think it would be kinda extreme, not gonna lie, but it should be a thing. It should be normalized, actually. Like, come on. Next up. Sunglasses indoors. How do I say this in a way that doesn't either get me banned from Twitch or cancelled on Twitter? How do I say this? Sorry. Okay, so. I kinda had to think about it, but honestly, it should be normalized because it really depends. Because sometimes I actually do know of people which suffer from photophobia. that got heavily judged for it, for the fact that they wore glasses indoors when though they have quite the hypersensitivity to light, but many were, especially because of eye surgery and such, a few others because they have a few neural conditions that really fucked them up. I'm not sure what neural condition it was, if it was related to a concussion or similar, but basically they really couldn't stand lights, they needed to wear sunglasses even indoors, or stay in complete darkness to just live a normal life. So I actually really don't judge them about it. It's a rather sad thing, but yeah, can't really. I'm not judging anyone about it. Actually, I'm supporting them as much as I can. So that's that on them. Is it sad? Yeah, it is. But to be honest, at the end of the day, it could be actually useful in general. Also, like, you could be really cool when wearing sunglasses in the dark. You could look mysterious. You could look like some kind of special secret agent. So you put one of those earpieces in your ear. You're like, Beagle is in the nest. Beagle is in the nest. As if you're escorting someone important. Or like some super criminal wearing sunglasses indoors to not get his identity recognized. Or maybe you're following someone and trying to see what they are doing really and who they are for real. Or find out if they actually are making a surprise for you or similar, and or they forgot about your birthday and such. Next up. Nothing should be replaced with wiggling eyebrows. Well, actually, not too bad of a choice. I personally am all for it. Because it kinda gives more facial expressions and such. And it's also way more sneaky. Kinda like, there's a technique in Briscoe called adocchiare, which is like use facial expressions to communicate with your partner at Briscoe on which card to use, if they can use it, or to tell which card you have. Obviously, try to keep them hidden and such, so you can use the eyebrows thingy to, you know, move them and tell them, the friend, hey, don't do that, or like, yeah, let's do this. He's well doing the whole thing. Obviously, it may come out weirdly as, hey, is this guy looking at me like, oh my god, he's seeing sex and such? But with some time it could get normalized without problems. Then last one. Monday should be cake day. To be honest, I have a bit of a deja vu. But Monday into Cape Day. Can I be honest? I didn't really understand this one. So yeah, I may actually skip this one because I genuinely don't understand what it would be like. Cape Day, like wearing a cape or something, or I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So yeah, let's move to another one that I'm setting up in live, if I can do it fast enough. Ah, fuck. There we go. We are doing the Hunger Games of Infinite Live. Obviously, I gotta change some names, but like. Okay. I'm gonna need to download some files, so I'm gonna be right back and set everything up in live after I set up the pics. Be right back. So I couldn't find any PNGs and such, and so I'm gonna just modify them for. I'm just gonna use the default ones from the original Hunger Games because I couldn't find the other PNGs. Sorry. Alright, so let me get the full list of everyone from Infinite Live. So me and Ilya are District 1. District 2, let's do Lilith. And Makura. Ignore the pictures right now because I don't have the PNGs. Next up. Soma. And then Lari. And Ella. Next we got Basil. And Sinna. Then we got Lappy and Eric. We got Spectre and Shiro. To be honest, I would even put. Okay. Boss. Okay, take it badly. And the other ones, I don't know. Let's take out the plot arm. Ah! Bello! So... Customize tributes... No. SimonBlast.com doesn't work. Happy birthday, the time. Yeah, I was like, let's start setting up fix. No. Nope. Also, if you're in my Discord, Lilith, you can join the VC so we can chit chat and such. Or maybe you and the others can join the other plan I have here, which was a little quiz. And oh wait, maybe it's back. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Let me see on another browser. Would it work on Firefox? Don't find Opera here at the VPN as well. Maybe the VPN should fix it. No, doesn't change a thing. It's the site that is currently being down or DDoSed for some reason. Just fucking great. So I kinda don't know what to do right now. I could chit chat about stuff. Whatever. So, for something I could talk about, I will talk about some games that, to be honest, I really love, but other people find awful, like Rainbow Six Siege. No, okay, let's move for a second here to back to my main screen. Okay, so Rainbow Six Siege. I actually tried to convince other of the talents of Infinite Live to go like, hey, look, I can try any game you offer me, as long as you also come on Siege. They all snub Siege and such, saying, oh no, it's better. Okay, no, I agree. Sometimes that game is so fucking bad. Because either the netcode fucked up by Ubisoft or some glitches here and there that really piss me off. But yeah. Yeah. To be honest, for how much sometimes I love and hate Rainbow Six Siege, I still think, like, in terms of skill expression, it's one of the best games all around. People are good like, oh, but it doesn't have a sick movement like Apex Legends, or it doesn't have the complete. That's actually a point. It's kind of grounded like CS:GO. Hey, but the abilities make everything easy with like others. No, trust me, it doesn't. It actually makes things way harder than you may think. Hello, hey Lilith, how you doing? Lilith?
Hello, Victor!
Yo!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I mean, it was yesterday, but I'm doing this today because yesterday was Musi.
Well, happy belated birthday at any rate.
Thank you. So, I was talking about the Rainbow Six Siege.
It's something I'm open to trying.
Ah.
I believe I have the game installed.
I mean, it's free to play right now, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, many say that it's bad and such, when at the end of the day, sure, it has a lot of flaws. I admit it because I have quite the experience. I actually even followed the game back from Pathfinders, aka the OG operators, way before the start of actual season 1 of the game. So I'm technically in part an OG. And that shit had God knows how many flaws. Like, for the first 3 seasons or 3 years, I don't remember well, that game had no anti-cheat. How it survived with no anti-cheat?
Ouch.
I still don't know how.
That's gonna suck.
Oh, it did suck. I mean, there were lots of game-breaking bugs because, for example, on defense, one of the gadgets is the mobile shield, where you basically place a ballistic shield that it's just stays there and such. Now, there was a glitch with one of the operators that back in the day, I'm talking about Pathfinder Season 1, called Jaeger. He could glitch out that shield, which it was in his equipment at the time, and the glitch basically stuck the shield on his head with a whole bulletproof part and such. And since Siege is a one-shot headshot game, basically, if you headshot someone, it's a kill regardless of what you shot it with, you're basically getting a rather unfair advantage. Because you can't kill that motherfucker at all. But he can actually see you and shoot you easily. Without counting even another more broken glitch, it was in the like day one's earliest days of Siege. I actually saw. Basically, in Siege, there's the prep phase and the action phase. The prep phase is when the defenders are preparing the sites, or at least the zone they are defending, and they can't come out of the building that is the map to go towards the spawn of the enemies. At best, they could, right now, today, they can do the so-called spawn picks. Basically, they can pick certain angles and wait for an attacker to come and try to kill them from normally a rather long distance. Okay. And in some cases, you can actually come out after the prep phase. Those are called runouts, and they work kind of like spawn picks. Yeah. Back in the first day, actually, you could actually run out during prep phase, literally camp out of the attacker spawn, which was a single one, and spray him down just as soon as they spawned. And win the round automatically, basically, because you just kill them all. So, people...
Okay, you definitely sound experienced with the game.
Yeah, those were the earliest days, so I understand the people are biased when because of those early days. I understand. Now it's way more refined, especially on balance terms. Oh jeez, don't get me started in terms of balance with the OG Lion or the original Blackbeard. Those two were monsters. Because...
Okay, Lion, Blackbeard, what are those?
Two attack operators. So, the original Blackbeard... Remember when I told you about the glitch on Jäger that protects his head and such?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that as an actual ability.
Okay.
So yeah, the original Blackbeard, the original before the huge amount of nerfs he got and the rework. Okay, he could place a special shield, a transparent shield on top of his rifle, and back in the day it had around 800 hit points, so like it would take around 3 max of an SMG or an assault rifle to break it back in the days, which were a lot, while protecting his head, and yeah, it was basically like the Jäger's glitch. Except when nerfed into the ground to the point that a few shots would break that shield and it was borderline useless except for a few niche scenarios with some weird strategies on a few maps. Then they reworked him, and the rework was, and still is, quite strong. Not as broken as the original, but it is strong. Where they gave him an actual shield. I can talk about that later. Lion on release, though. Okay. So, what Lion does now? Basically, he launches a special scan with an indestructible drone, kind of like a sonar, that reveals your position with 3 pings in the span of a second each, only if you move during the scan. And this one is, okay, nice, gives information, reveals your identity, and blah blah. Cool. Original Lion, it gave you fucking wall axe. Same principle.
Yeah.
Don't, if you move, you're tracked, but the tracking were wall axe. You could see the actual outline of the enemies in a red outline of the enemies in live. No trippings over spot. In live, wall axe. Actual wall axe. That motherfucker.
What? What's
Yeah, okay, so...
that?
Basically, you could see the enemies through the walls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can imagine how broken that was, because... Okay, because Lion and the other attacker that he got released with, Pinka, got released for a special PvE mode at the time called Outbreak. And they kind of thought about them for the Outbreak game mode, where Lion was actually really good. But they still thought, let's add them to the main game. Yeah, they shouldn't have. At least, they still did, it was a good idea at the end of the day, new operators and blah blah. But they should have tweaked it a little bit. What's worse is, back in those days, it wasn't like today where we have operator bans where we can make it so that enemies can't play a certain operator if we ban it. No, bans were reserved only for pro play, for professionals. And not only was he perma-banned in pro play for the rightful reason, but he was terrorizing ranked across all ranks with 100 or at least around 100% win rate because of fucking wall hacks. That's how broken he was. He actually had 100% ban rate in pro play back in those days. That's how broken he was.
I see.
Yeah, now it's actually really tame stuff regarding new operators and such, except for Solis. It's a release, but still, yeah. Right now, to be honest, the state of the game is rather balanced at the end of the day. They actually got new balanced teams. They are doing a really good job since last season. And yeah, they actually are managing to fix the game. Even today is a good moment to just start and try the game. I could introduce anyone to it. I got quite the plans. Because at the end of the day, even if it's really grounded up and such, kind of like CSGO, people come and go like, oh, but there's no skill expression because the gunfights are easier, or the abilities are kind of like Overwatch. Yeah, no. It really isn't like that, because it's more like, think of it as chess, but like an FPS. Because you have to strategize around a lot in both attack and defense. Because of an attacker, you gotta use your drone, try to not get it destroyed, find out as many infos as you can about the defense setup, and try to plan around that defense setup and see how can you counter it, how can you play around it, where the enemies is and they could move, you know, basically kinda like chess. On the defense at the same time, you kinda had to think about like that, like, okay, I have to plan where I position myself, what I reinforce as a wall, should I reinforce this hatch or open it, where can I play maybe for having an advantage, like using a concept called vertical. Basically, to explain simply, some floors can be opened to open some lines of sight from above or below. So like, where could I maybe do some vertical plays and such, you see? It actually has lots of strategy going on, because mechanically, it's quite easy at the end of the day, especially if you manage to learn the recoil of various weapons and such. And it's also easy to learn the various main gadgets in a nutshell, and the secondary gadgets. But then, using all that knowledge well, strategizing around, and all that stuff, that's the hard part. Because you could be a god mechanically and such, you could be like a fucking Spoit or Shaiko. Yeah, but without a good strategy, you're done for. You may get at best at Platinum or Emerald. That's it, you're done for then. If you don't strategize well.
Okay, that's very nice.
So yeah, if you're interested in trying it, you're more than welcome to join.
Not right now. I have some video editing and stuff to do.
No, obviously, but I mean, we could still organize sometimes maybe a collab.
Okay.
A collab where I try
Okay,
to
then,
teach you.
yeah, so... Yeah, maybe... Okay, yeah, I'd be open to that sometime in the future.
Nice. I kind of hope also the others may join the... how's it called? The voice chat, so... Because there's also... the... how's it called? The quiz I was doing here was kind of about me and such, but without anyone to participate is kinda, you know, sad.
Alright, well, once again, happy belated birthday and have a good rest of your day.
Alright, thank you, Lilith, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, the Hunger Games site is back. I mean, yeah, returning to Siege, again, as I said to Lilith, there's lots of skill expression regarding that, especially the strategies. Those are the most fun part, where you actually have to plan, because, for example, back in the original G2 days, when G2s were the best of the best, there were players like fucking Kanto we would come up with some crazy plays. Like sometimes some callouts on Siege got actually dedicated to pros for, well, a few because of epic plays, a few others because of ridiculous plays or because we were assholes. For example, epic plays, Kanto. There's a wall on the map Bank, for example, but it's called Kanto Wall or just Kanto, because Kanto often would go with Hibana, long-range hard breach operator, or with basically with a long-range hard breach operator, so Hibana or Ace, and he would just open that wall, and that wall itself, when opened in rappel on the map, you have a good line of sight that covers the second floor hallway, which when attacking it, it's huge. You cut off an entire hallway like that, and cut off many rotations. It's kinda risky because there are a few angles where the enemies could get you from. But if you have an like on one of the other windows covering your ass, basically, yeah. Counter wall is a win con when attacking second floor, talking about pro play moves. Or even there's another one of the map Oregon called Iconic, where basically this pro player, Iconic, it's known for doing a 1v4 like crazy in defense, that 4 kills in a 4v2. The other ally, I don't remember where it was, but he got that 4 piece where he got even greedy with the enemies just going around it. Hold up. Ah fuck, it didn't change a few of the... I'm gonna change back a few of the discuting here, but okay. Anyway, sorry. Then there are a few infamous. There are also a few dedicated to a pro player Shaiko, but I don't know the clips. Another one dedicated to another pro called Bulo, again on Oregon. And then there is one on Oregon again, dedicated to a player. Canadian, currently the captain of the IGL of Shopify Rebellion. That one was because of a ridiculous play, where it was on top of the white stairs of Oregon when defending second floor. Many of you may not understand, but basically, there are these white stairs. It's just one stairway. He was on top of the stairway, prone with a pistol on Jäger, waiting for an enemy Zofia. The enemy Zofia saw his spit and just shot him. Now, if maybe in some crazy case it may even come up to Canadian. Don't take it as a disrespect, don't take me badly, but... what the fuck are you thinking? Don't hate me on anything, I'm not a pro player myself, but at that time, what was your general idea? I'm actually kind of confused about that one. Love you, mate. You're a huge IGL, one of the best I know around, but... Why? Why that thing that time, mate? Why? That's what confused me. First, if a Canadian ever sees this, love you, mate. And then there is some calls dedicated out of infamy to an ex-pro player, to a former pro player called the K9. A Turkish asshole. So he was a Turkish pro player, I don't remember for which team he played in, but he is known because the 2 callouts called the K9 are spots where he used to just play the rounds camping. Never fucking... He just camped in a few spots. And he is actually quite infamous because he was a genuine asshole with people, and he was also, if not wrong, transphobic, racist. He was just basically a fucking asshole. Everyone hated him. And he even left. People went like, fine, great. Actually, not fine. Went like, oh, I'm leaving pro play and such. Like, oh, you save us the work of banning your ass from the pro play and stuff. The staff actually did say that. But like, fuck you, not Canadian, sorry, Canadian. But fuck you, K9. Nobody liked you here. and that was true. Nobody liked him. He treated many people like like ass. So yeah. So yeah, for example, these are some examples where basically strategy and good play got even crazy callouts to some pro players because of their own strategy, or sometimes even their skills in shooting. Because sometimes that also counts. You still need some mechanical skill, or else you're kinda fucked up at the same time. I mean, not a level of, oh, I hit crazy shot and such, but that minimum of, yeah, I can control the weapon and I can aim at head level. That's more than enough. Add lots of strategy and you can actually stomp even champions. Most of the times. Just through pure positioning. I'm not joking. CJ is mostly a game of positioning. There was YouTuber, I don't remember who was it. So there's this famous streamer, you may know Jinxie. He was known for playing Rainbow Six Siege, even though he kinda left because of being tired of the game and such. Okay. He used to organize this 1v1 tournament, and one of the players was known for, if not wrong, it was either Varsity Gaming or another one. I'm not sure who was it right now. But it was against Snipey, if not either Snipey or another streamer, known for being crazy cracked in terms of aim on Siege. Like, happy birthday, Victor. Thank you, Christmas. Thank you, Christmas. And he, even though the guy was cracked in terms of aim, he still lost. Because positioning. He got caught in lots of bad positioning. That's how you win in Siege. So yeah, Siege is hard to master, hard to learn all the stuff, but once you learn it and learn how to strategize, yeah, you can become rather unstoppable if you keep it cool and such. And if your allies don't mess things up too badly. That's why it's better in a 5 stack. But you can also try to manage around in solo queue, but you will suffer, trust me. Just guys, I need some water. My throat is getting rather dry now. Ah yeah, regarding positioning, there was even another confirmation. So there is this known YouTuber, Pet. He is a former coach of two main squads, M80 and the current M80 roster, and the current roster. No, actually no, it wasn't M80. It was the current roster of Shopify Rebellion, and I don't remember if it was either M80 or Dark Zero for the current roster, but he used to coach all of them, all of the players that are in those rosters. And he was one of the best. He left because he went for studies, for statistics and such. Not sure which degree it was, but I remember he did that. He did a 1v1 against another famous streamer known for his aim called Snipey. Snipey. In a 1v1. He mostly won through positioning and game sense. Because he predicted where he would come from, or where he would move from to where, and just pre-positioned himself to gain the advantage, to gain the upper hand. You know, kind of like, oh, I have the high ground, getting the high ground gives you an advantage in a sword fight, for example. He would use that. Use strategy to his advantage. That's why I like Siege. Because anyone, if they play it smart enough, can do well at the end of the day. Okay, now that the site is back here for the Hunger Games, let's go modify again for Hunger Games. And let's set things up for the 74th Hunger Games. Me and Ilya, set. Next up, Summon and Larry, set. Vector and Shiro, set. Bossan, set. Basil, set. Lapinderic. Makura. No. Okay, Makura. Basil, what are we missing? Sinna. Lapi, Makura, Shiro, Spectre. Darky! Fuck, we're missing Darky. I gotta put him with Bossa-san. That should be all of them. Alright, Darky done. So yeah. I would say we got all the districts, we got the Hunger Games ready. Let them begin! Huh? Okay. And the games have begun! Bossa-san killed Derek. He stabbed his if a bunch of size he found in the corner cup. She also killed Ilya. No, Ilya! She killed Ilya hiding. She found Ilya hiding in a corner copy and killed her. Shiro, how could you? Basically, Ilya killed Sinna. They fought for a bag and struggled Sinna with the straps and runs. Spectre thought about grabbing supplies, but just ran away. Coward! So Makura dashed for the same bag of food and supplies. But Makura just saves herself. I almost just killed Lilith with throwing knives. What the fuck is my aim? I almost killed Lilith like that, and I just miss. Lop is in shock for a moment, but then retreats away from a cornucopia. Darkin and Ariel share everything together before running. Aye, they won. And there we go. Spectre and Darkin and Bossan, they had down the other tributes. They form an alliance. Thinking they won't stab each other, all three of them. They are so wrong. Sheer after killing Ilya, one of her best friends, just starts questioning her own sanity. She's going crazy. Then I make a wooden spear from 3 branches. I mean, I can be rather crafty at the end of the day. And yeah, a wooden spear makes sense for me. Now I'm gonna stab them all. Ella just wishes for some food though. Ella goes like, I'm just a chill gal. Fishing. Also, she's a siren. She could just swim in and boom. Free fish. Also, would it count that count as some form of cannibalism since she's part fish? I don't know. She's a mermaid, so I don't know. Some and Makura make an alliance. Bastards. Loppy hides in a bush, terrified and scared. Lilith and Basil hunt for other tributes. Motherfuckers. Night 1. Bastard sets off a string of explosives, killing Darky. No! Enough, Indaki is dead because Boss-san decided to just kill you. Bossu, Connor-san, how could you? Spectre falls asleep to the sound of people screaming. Such a soothing sound. How I love that sound. Love it. That's how I imagine Spectre. Especially like he's burning someone with his magical flames. That's how I imagine the things. Makura attends her wounds with leaves and what? Who wounded Makura? How? When? Shiro tries to treat her infection with water and she's gonna die. She's gonna die from infection. I fell asleep holding hands with... Hey! Hold up with the loot stuff. Hey, time out. The fuck are you talking about here? Holding hands? That's a bit extreme here. In it, Mike? In it, bruv? Rather extreme. I'm not gonna judge, but, you know, head holding somehow. Calm down. Let's set up camp for the night. Loppy, Basil, and Ella discuss the game plan. Damn. Basil, Akira Fate asks Lilith to kiss Shiro. Or Ella. If they decide to kill Shiro. I mean, Shiro would have died because of the wounds and the infection anyway, so that was basically a mercy kill. Spectre sees some smoke rising in the distance and wonders who's responsible. I don't know, whoever lit up the fire, but when lighting up a fire to create a whole huge uncontrollable fire to try to suffocate other people, that would be rather interesting, to be honest. Boss sprains his ankle running away from lock. God damn it, boss. I received some healthy food. Hey! Thank you very much, mysterious sponsor. Makura begs for Soma to kill her. She refused. Damn, Soma! Makura is unable to start fire and is uncomfortable. I create a fort with Loppy. Out of nowhere, like that. Okay. Larry convinces boss to snuggle with her for a night. Ella? Yo? Hey yo, Ella? What you talking about here? Elario? Yo? Lily tends to her wounds with leaves and water. Matthew receives a knife. What is he gonna do with an iPad? Basically, gonna be basically an iPad kid here. Tacklines try to get some rest. Spectre that's fire is inaccessible given this lack of material. God damn. Someone Lilith betrayed up with the head. Yo! Betrayal! I question my sanity. Ah no, I already do that every day, no worries. I already do that every day, I question my sanity every day. And honestly, it's completely gone. I don't know I didn't go in full cyber psychosis already. I don't want to know, but if I ever go, it will be really fucked up. Spectre is sprinkled by thorns while picking berries, and not much favor. And then Basil create a fort out of sticks and leaves. Makura sinks the sun while searching for a food source. She finds some white berries. Red berries are poisonous. And Boss-san injures himself over a log. Boss, can you try to not get yourself killed for 1 minute? Also, then Ilya died. I can revive people. How many kills do I have by the way? I know I have 0 kills. I'm a pacifist. Night 3. Lilith dies from infection. Yeah, if not wrong, she tended to her wounds with grass and water, but didn't help. Spectre and someone sleeping shift, placing full trust in each other. Boss said, how do you climb a tree when you are wounded, the boss? Now, I want to understand. I also climb a tree, and basically Ella and Makra sing songs together. Basically, I'm like, I'm just chilling, minding my own business, doing nothing except roaming around with a trident. And that's it. No! Die out of unluck like this. Spectre shoots Basil but hits me instead. Spectre! Install aim labs, motherfucker! Get aim labs! God damn it! Another is sailing ointment. Bossan runs from Storm. Marker resists Raven and finds comfort thinking of her father. Bossan receives clean water. And the others don't tell me they're gonna just group up on the boss. Now imagine if Connor wins this actually. Bossan sings a song about searching for a food source. Finally finds some wild berries. Basil search for water. Makra constructs shelters. Sana picks non-poisonous fruits from a tree. Basically, just a normal day. Night 5. Someone receives some food and fresh materials. Someone is not a lucky one. Boss attempts to start a fire based on... Boss is still... I swear, if boss survives... Let's make a bet. If boss survives, we're documenting this and we're clipping this. If he survives these Hunger Games, I'm dragging his ass on Rainbow Six Siege to learn it together with Did it. I decided. Ella, Spectre and Marker have a deep conversation and discuss the challenge that will come next morning. Basil cries himself to sleep. Damn. Spectre questions his sanity. I have a bet. Marker sprains her ankle while running away. A limp running away from another limp. Wow! Ella tries to sleep in order to reduce stress. Someone camouflages in a cave area. Basil fishes. Spectre can't handle the stress. No! Spectre! Mosana and Makra talk about the other ones that died are still alive. They are probably laughing on how I died out of unluck. Ella, Basil, and Selma discuss a game plan for the morning. They head for other tribute. Basil, Ella, and Selma for the other tributes. Makura chases boss son. Please don't die, boss! Nothing. Nothing this day. Basil convinced Selma to stand guard for the night. Boss said... Boss just receives a free iPad to just write to me. Okay. He's gonna order a bowl from Amazon or what? I don't understand. Ella receives medical supplies and nuts. She received these nuts. And Makura just cries. Oh! Basically is trampled to death by boulders. Makura and Bossan spot and kill Ella. Sa climbs up a tree and to make a resting spot. Oi! Oi 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 oi! Boss may actually make it! Boss kills Makura! That's it. Day 9. Let's get ready to clip bodies. If Boss Sun survives, I'm dragging his ass on Rainbow Six Siege. 3, 2, 1. Defeats Boss Sun in a fight but spares his life. Boss Sun. Ayo! Ayo, you can't be both alive. There will be only one. Boss Sun. Someone is trampled to death by boulders falling off. How many kills did Boss get? Bloody hell. The game type. Boss Sun. Connor wins. Boss Sun wins. The boss has won. Jesus Christ, I can't believe it. Boss actually won, and he has the highest skill. He's a monster! Somebody stop him! Somebody stop Boss San, please. Like, Jesus, he was broken. He was just too fucking broken. He was that good. He was him. He was him, for real. Yeah, for real. Okay, let's check Netflix. So, maybe I could return talking about Rainbow Six Siege, because I could talk about the new update that I checked out, the new season. So, first of all, it's there's lots of stuff that happened in this update. The first one I was so fucking excited since I saw the leaks, I'll admit that. The rework of Fortress. Oh baby, yes! Okay, so Fortress on on Rainbow Six Siege, Fortress is the goated map. Even before this new rework, it was goated. The actual best map. I actually just prayed every day, wrote on Twitter, and I prayed and actually asked Ubisoft, please. Fortress is the map with the most potential for competitive and ranked. Please just do a few reworks here and there. Change a few walls to make it more simple. Boom, you got a goated map. Trust me on this one. And they did. And man, if they delivered. Man, if they delivered it, it is so good. I was crying. It was so good. It's so big. Ah, it is actually peak. I love this. I love it. I love every work of Fortress. I'm so happy. They cooked. It's that good of an update. It's that good. Next in the update, let me actually check the whole dev notes Rainbow Six Siege. For what I tried, the designer notes. There we go. Because the first one, we can actually do the full analysis about it, to talk about it in live. Let me just resize the Opera GX one. Okay. Now it's correcting the whole screen, but then I'm correcting it later. Alright, so... Okay. So let's check first the win delta. So, okay, some people made... Okay, this one is red, win delta of PC. So, can I be honest about... Let me see it. So, let's check out a little bit. So, porca madonna. Can I? Thank. So, we got first sense around the... We got sense around the -4% presence and also win rate, because the problem with sets is that they are too niche. They can work in some specific scenarios, but they are too weak in general. The only good thing they have are the nades, which are rather okay in my opinion, especially for getting rid of utility. Getting rid of utility. And the house code. Porca madonna. And it broke. Fucking hell. Okay, can we keep it like this? Thank you. So, let's check out. So, we got Sensibility's too weak and such. Raora also falls in the really niche and such, because she's okay for site execution, in my opinion. It requires actually really good coordination to work. She can work in solo queue as well with the right setups, in the right maps, but yeah, she's on the niche. Obviously, people are gonna complain about Ash and Ace being on the other pick too strong, but Ash makes sense for one thing. She's really picked because she has a great gun. She's generally a great entry frag. Nerfing her would be dumb. They should just buff other operators that could be entry frags, such as Buck or I don't know, Sledge could work as a kind of an entry frag right now. Knock, Zero, if he's not doing like much setups. But yeah, generally she's a good entry frag. She works generally well. She's simple to use, a great gun and all. So yeah, it makes sense she's that well, that high. Then we're talking about season 3 for Academia. Ace at the same time, one of the best assault rifles in the game. Ability was pretty much broken, and it even got buffed this patch as well. So yeah, obviously he lost 1 speed, so now he's at 1 speed and 3 health. He's way more tanky, but he's low as fuck. But at the same time, he is still good at the end of the day, in my opinion. Great anti-breach and such, and anti-breach, great hard breach. Each works well on range. Hey, it's good. Dokkaebi at the same time, one of the best roam clears of the game. Literally just press a button, bam. Roamers, goodbye. They are revealed. The truth sound cues. She's that good. Termite, solid hard breach. You can go wrong with him. Hibana, now she got buffed and she's gonna get way higher, especially with buffs we're gonna comment about right now. Nomad, one of the best anti-flank, obviously she makes sense. Twitch, a great utility in general. Buck surprises me that he's in the 2-week stage, because to be honest, he's actually good. Great weapon, the ability is okay, works perfectly for vertical. I don't get how he's I don't get the Vendetta being so low. I don't really get it. The others are grouped up. They are in a rather fine state at the end of the day. Touch needed that rework a little bit. Surprisingly, Blackbeard is way lower than expected. And I think also way higher win rate than I expected. Maybe it's because of the Smurfs around. Maybe yeah, okay, maybe a few Smurfs, but surprisingly, yeah, Blackbeard is really way lower than expected. He's actually a solid pick. The others around the crosshair rather balanced, so yeah, they have a good balance of pick rate here. To be honest, ranked console. Okay, what's the ban rate? Kalla. So let's analyze the ban rates of defenders and attackers. So regarding the ban rate here of attackers, yeah, Ace was basically permabanned in almost all the games from my experience, because again, he was one of the best hard breaches in the game. He still is the best hard breach in the game for the line, and between the AK-12 being arguably one of the best assault rifles in the game, the solid ranged the hard breach that you could just throw and such, he's that good. Doc, Termite and such, they are all reasonable rams, mainly when playing around sites where I have lots of vertical. Termite don't really get it. I mean, really big fucking hole, but maybe they don't like getting hard breached. Okay, yeah, makes sense. She's a real pain in the ass. Blackbeard also makes sense. Map specific for some maps, especially for map tricking. He may even get a bit more banned this season, I expect. But I didn't really change that for him. Litsa is a pain in the ass. Brava! Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, with DMR meta that is coming out, it really makes sense. Especially given she has a really solid DMR that is slept on. Monty makes sense, he's actually really strong. That's console, no, I don't care about console. But wait, console Hibana is this ban? But yeah, that still reinforces the fact. Look, Elizabeth, I don't have any money for any arts at the moment. I'm completely broke because of my studies. So, unless you would give me some kind of, how's called, of a birthday gift to Truth Heart, then can't really help you there. Sorry. So, as I was saying, Tacha, don't really get it as a ban prop, especially in Platinum when at the time it was borderline useless to keep to ban. Way better bans, but whatever. Regarding the defenders, let's analyze. Mira banned most of the time. She still is banned most of the time, trust me. Across all ranks, because she's one of the strongest defenders. She always was and she still is, no matter how many times they nerfed her. So, because, let me explain what Mira does for people that don't know. As a defender, you can reinforce some walls to make them basically bulletproof and can be opened only through hard bridge gadgets. Basically gadgets that are specifically done for bridging those reinforced walls. Mira has some special one-way windows. So on one side they only see black, on the other side it's transparent for the defenders, for example. Okay? But can also be opened for kill windows and such. But the main point on Mira, it would be like you have two walls, you reinforce a side, and put it on the edge of the reinforced side towards the soft one, the non-reinforced one basically. And you use the Mira there to pick, you get the info on where to pick, and boom, you just swing it while basically being safe. They can't predict when you're gonna swing, unless they get lucky or get the timing because you keep a repeating pattern. And she's strong. Because there's a lot of counters for Mira, sure, but there's a lot of counters of the counters of Mira, making it even harder. At this point, one just bans her. Makes sense. But whenever she's banned, oh boy. Plus, she also has one of the strongest SMGs in the game, which is a fucking laser, the Vector. She has a strong shotgun, she has C4s. Because at the end of the day, she's strong. But considering her completely broken, nah. It's because of a lack of counters and hard to play against. That's why she's banned. But she's not that broken. Kaid get it because it's a pain in the ass. The claws are a bit tricky to get around. Yeah. Boring asshole to deal against. Azami. Azami is basically a similar situation to Mira, where she can do map alteration, like, but way more extreme. Now, obviously, Azami, especially compared to her OG one, or her OG state, is way less strong, but she's still one of the strongest defenders, and she's still extremely useful in general, so I get it. Valkyrie, surprisingly, is less banned than expected. I mean, those infos from the Valk camps are huge. How people aren't banning or using her more actually quite surprises me. I didn't check the defender side of the... win delta here. Wait. Ok. Yeah, Rooney is getting... Senti, vaffanculo però. There we go. So, Aruni, because of the DMR meta, she actually has lots of stuff going on with her kit, but now that they nerfed the, well, slightly reworked the MPs and how they interact with her laser gates, she's gonna get a lot less win rate, but the pick rate is still gonna be strong because she has a strong DMR, strong ability and passive and such. She's generally a strong operator. Same thing for Mira, I just explained. Valkyrie makes sense, Legion really strong in general. Surprisingly, Mute, Kaid, and Azami and Bandit are in the negative win rate? Huh? Obviously, people like may say they are overpicked, yeah, because they are useful to a team though. Bandit and Kaid in lots of maps, they are borderline must pick or else you are fucked for certain main walls since they deny the wall. Mute was a kind of a substitute unless these two motherfuckers were banned together, so yeah, kinda depended. Azami, I just explained, really strong utility operator, but maybe people lose because they don't really understand how to set up good Azamis or are not enough reactive or don't know good setups. Really depends. How does Capcan have this much win rate? Like, presence isn't too much, but how does he win this much? How? In low elo, I would understand in low elo, but platinum and above, so basically, even in champ and such, it's borderline impossible. Medusa, I get it, she's extremely useful, even for Tubarao. Lord sadly is in a weak spot. Cat, so this one is a weird side, to be honest. Sol is still in the underpicked because people aren't used to new buffs. Clash surprisingly low. Even Goyo and Denari. Huh. This win data is really weird, but I'm happy as long as we don't really just base themselves around those win deltas. But actual extra data from players and such. Bandit ban can like okay, the Ferrir. Happy that Ferrir is less banned at least. I don't know, but sure, I didn't see Ferrir banned in a while. Which makes sense because she's a pain in the ass and a strong counter to shields. Aruni especially will get a higher ban rate across the map right now because of her weapons. Mute surprisingly banned, even though he's one of the strongest operators still, but yet I don't know. Capcan, weird. But let's see. Okay, Thatcher, lots of balancing states to the 10 years. So basically the EGS disruptor. Let me explain in short what it does. You have imagine it as the Thunder Gun from Call of Duty Zombies, okay? You basically have a Thunder Gun and a little radar on it that scans for the electronic gadgets of the defenders in a 10 meters range, sorry. Since it's the leg of it for that beam. And you should adjust an EMP beam. So like even through a wall, you shoot this beam that goes around for 10 meters. And it's gonna deactivate any defender gadget that gets in its range. Inside this beam. And you have, say, 6 charges of it. To be honest, I would say 6 charges is a bit too much. Especially because it would make bandit tricking and Kaid tricking borderline impossible. Then they added the new weapon, the PMR 9082. Basically, it's a new DMR they added, which is basically Doc Epi's DMR, but with less recoil and a bit more damage. It's honestly a really strong DMR. I like it. Some may not like it, but for me, it's rather fine. It's actually okay. Can 2-tap any 2 armors, and 3-tap 3 armors. It's a fine DMR. They did a good job. Hibana. She has a very tactical gadget because it's a strong, tactical gadget that allows spending the right amount of resources for the right situation. However, it can leave her exposed for a long time. Compared to a fellow bitch, especially long range, unbeatable device also. one of the perks of X-Kairos, the addition of the PMR to the primary players to dominate long ranges. And make her able to compete with it. Yeah, no, she actually can compete with all of the hard breaches. Because all Divana, her X-Kairos pellets, basically she shoots these fidget spinners, but she can aim to a wall, and they function as a hard breach. And they, from what I know, they don't really have, they have an extremely long range, basically. Normally, in the old setup, you had to basically pump it, cock it out like a shotgun after each shot, leaving you extremely exposed, and it was extremely slow to shoot with and then detonate with, because it took 5 seconds here, as you can see from 5 seconds. So basically you couldn't use her as a main breacher because she was just too weak, too slow. The only thing she was good at were some longer lines of sight, because she can choose how many pellets to shoot. She has 18 pellets. She can shoot a rectangle out of 6 pellets, a square out of 4 pellets, or a little small rectangle, vertical one, out of 2 pellets. Okay? Now, regarding the selection, it's the fact of selecting the quantity. Here's the thing. She was mainly used for either opening some long lines of sight, like on Canto Wall, as I had said before, with the 6 pellets shots, or going for a 4 pellets shot to open a reinforced hatch. That's it. Those were her main uses. And she still was used for long range, because the Canto Wall, long range, you still had that. Or another one that I used to do was going for a specific wall on Chalet basement from car garage, breaking the right side of the wall facing wine cellar. Specifically, it could watch into the wine closet and a bit after the rotation between the wine cellar and the motor sled. Okay? So it had a long line of sight. Hard to hold with an AR like the Type 89, since it also had quite heavy recoil, both vertically. No, vertically not too much, rather manageable, but horizontally it was kind of a pain. Well, kinda. For me it was rather easy to control, now it's even easier. It's borderline recoilless. Yes, and yeah. Now getting that DMR is even better. Because besides I just said, like Counter Wall, or how's called the Chalet line of sight aside from car garage, because it's a long hallway, and then the whole wine cellar, which is another long hallway basically, into a little room, but counts as an entire line of sight. A DMR makes it much easier, trust me. So this one, I love this one. Weird that they didn't list. I think they listed it after how they rebalanced the Type 89, but whatever. Marek is currently very vulnerable when doing his best work. We are rearrange versus maximum beat. Make sure you can focus. Okay, kinda true. Okay, this one is interesting. Maverick with frag grenades. It kind of opens for more particular stuff. Now, it's good that they gave him back nades, because it can make him a better flex, especially for more aggressive players. Because beforehand he had the nades, but those were days where you could cook nades so to delay the timer, so they could explode kind of like on impact. Because there's a trick with Maverick. So he has his blowtorch here, the breaching torch, but can open reinforced walls. Now, there's this trick with Maverick called the Maverick trick, where you would go from one side to the other of a single wall, both on top and on bottom, and it would just make the whole reinforced collapse, and it would turn into a soft wall. Okay? Now, as we said, it kinda makes him vulnerable about that state, which is true, because the canister lasted quite shortly, and you had to work around it, loading with a fear of getting C4'd and such. So yeah, I'm okay with this one. It's not a big deal, and it really works well. It makes map tricking a bit faster and a little bit easier. So nice. Still the same amount of fuel, just a larger tank. So 2 tanks, but are just bigger. Still same amount of thing. No particular change to the bridging torch. I like. What I don't understand is the Reaper Mark II. I really don't get it as an addition, but okay. Tyrant is a art breacher but must commit the most to do his job, true. Once he breaches, we want him to be able to deal as much damage as possible to defend the team. Additionally, we are adding a secondary shotgun to his loadout. Okay, to be honest, the extra charge was actually really good. Because it makes it easier against the map trickers and not map trickers, bandit trickers and Kaid trickers. Plus, really gives him around the many strategies regarding maps. Because here's the thing with Thermite. You place the exothermic charge on a wall and it opens it with a really big fucking door. Yes, but here's the thing with the exo charge. It actually has an AoE effect behind that wall. Like you. Okay, so I will need to show you some clips, but basically, you can place it like above a wall that is reinforced, if above is soft, and it would break not all of the wall, but like half of it, the top half. It would break because it has an AoE effect, the exothermic charge, or even another one which is a bit of a party trick that I do, for example, on maps like Border or on another side on Theme Park, for example. Where you know it's right on the side of like a corner. It would be easier to explain on Theme Park. So in the bank's windows near the fridge, there's a wall that is right on the right. There's the main wall, one of the main walls to the side. Throne. No, it wasn't throne room. I don't remember that side. The initiation room. So basically, you just place it, the charge. The rightmost of the wall, and it will explode both the wall you're placing it and the adjacent wall. Same thing actually happens with another side, which is the customs bomb site on how's it called, on Border. There's a barricade door that I often break, but can be replaced with a Rawara add-on panel. Basically, you place it on the leftmost of that barricade, and the AoE it's gonna break a wall regardless of it being electrified or anything. What I don't really understand is the adding of the secondary shotgun. I mean, it's nice, but weird. Wait, tracking. Test. Okay, next up, Ace. The golden pick for art breach. The changes we make in stats and kit will allow for more wiggle room and variety between art breaches. Having a chance for rebound variety because to make each art breaches shine, avoiding a string with Ace the best pick in any situation. The reduction of speed, I don't know how much it does because it basically does little to nothing. It's not like back in the early days, but it's better than nothing. It's not enough to make it 12 since it would affect too much even feuds. They removed pre-charges to add stun grenades. That actually kinda made Ace better. But at the same time, since Hibana can compete really well and the Termite is much better. Ooh, okay, yeah, he has quite good gun. Ha abbastanza concorrenza, sì. Ok. Mute will be taken out of a DCEG effect. Okay, this is a very work of EMP effect. Basically, Mute now will not work against certain mechanical gadgets. So basically, Mute before could block pretty much all electronic gadgets of the attack, including Ace, even though it wasn't electronic. Okay. So yeah, it's not. So like, for example, you place a Mute near a wall. It's gonna block the exothermic charge of Termite because it blocks the signal from a detonator to the charge. But it's not gonna block Ace because walls are completely automated. There are some great zones around, but to be honest, it jumps a wireless signal basically. Since they are jammers and not EMPs. What I like is the extra speed, and which is nice at the end of the day. And yeah, the nerf is kinda deserved for Mute because he was that dominant. I also like they added the extra range, so the thermatic tricking for Mute can be done. Basically, it's a trick where if you can rappel above a main bridge you're doing and it's just muted, you can just do it from above and it's still gonna breach. No, you can't. It basically covers around, like, almost the top of the wall. It's good for me. Castle, they said that you can electrify Kaid's electroclaws. Like, I don't really get this buff for Castle. I don't get where it could be used, since an electroclaw, I'm not using it on a Castle unless he gets in a weird range. I'm more using it for, you know, how's it called, anti-breach, you know. This one is kind of a weird one. Now for Aruni, backspam the surrogate is less effective than overloading it. So let's return real quick. Okay, I think I'm gonna explain. DCSG. There we go. DCSG. Which is the gadget balancing to then let you understand Aruni. Basically, when mastering touch, it took a time to accelerate some behavior turned to DCSG. DCSG is basically the MP effect. This is the effect caused by MP grenades, VGS disrupt, and bulletproof cams. Okay, so the MP effect. These changes were made with. Okay, so outside scopes and optics will be affected, which makes sense. Can I reapply the effect to refresh every time disabled? And when one is affected, they can no longer trigger the remote devices, be it charges, exothermic charges, smoke canisters, cluster charges, and etc. They slightly nerfed the map trick and they removed the little trick that was with Ibana, which at the end of the day it wasn't that strong compared to map tricking to counterball. Then returning to Aruni, basically the overloading here is basically the EMP. Because you could just EMP it, but it would reactivate by itself alone. So it was more convenient to just break the Surya gate, basically the laser gate, by throwing an aid, and it's gonna get disabled for longer. Yeah, not again now. With EMP, basically it first deactivates it through the EMP effect. Then it breaks it as if you have thrown a gadget, a normal nade through it, disabling it for longer. A nice nerf to Aruni for her ability. I really like it. This one is nice. Good job done by Ubisoft in my opinion. This one makes way more sense. Ash, her breaching rounds will be vulnerable to electricity. This one is gonna make fucking Mira even more powerful against Ash, especially because you're not gonna be able to just break the Mira, because Mira has a particular thing with the black mirrors. Basically, if you melee the glass of the window, or shoot an Ash breaching round, or shoot a Kali lance, the Mira will break. Basically, neither side is gonna be able to see through it, right? Unless it gets open and basically the bulletproof glass is gone. Now it's just a freaking heddle, right? Now basically, if the reinforced wall is electrified and there's a mirror on it, Ash won't be able to do it, but Kali still will be able. To be honest, it's a nice balance, but at the same time, damn, not really a fan. I don't know how to judge this one, it's kinda particular. It's okay, but at the same time, yeesh. DCSG, reinforcements where? One I like that for pistols, they reward the aiming down sights one. They made it stand further from the camera. And yeah, it makes it way more comfortable. So Type 89 receiving a lot of changes to long. Okay. And it's way more comfortable. Reduce the recoil on all stages. And more bullets required before the worst part of the recoil. Which is nice. I really like this. Distribution. What? Wait, where's the fuck ton of bronzes? And yeah, that's just my opinion of the design. That's for reworks. Then there was a bit of a rework in Ranked where they didn't remove a whole hidden MMR stuff, but like your visible rank also dictates what's the people you're gonna actually play with and against, which is nice. Kind of may make rank more severe for higher elo players. Well, higher. And a bit easier for lower elos. Should bring some balance around. Not too sure, we're gonna have to see around how it goes now for a few seasons and test out. We need to get very good data, but hey, good work. I don't know, I hope so. Okay. Then the work of what is the work of Thatcher? I don't remember what that's. The final work we did, yeah. Okay, so one of the single player mode, called single player in Siege, it was called Target Practice. They renamed it into house called Clear House. And they changed it, but you can play with classic dummies from the original, or against some AI bots, the Keras Legion. They basically worked all of it and they made it way more comfortable. I will need to do a whole Rainbow Six Siege stream to explain the change and showing it, but basically it was a huge quality of life change because, for example, you can change the operator on the fly and restock on gadgets and such to test out the maps too, maybe. Or test out some strategies. The AI is sometimes dumb as fuck and sometimes extra smart, good positioning at the end of the day. They are way more mobile. So you kinda have to stay on your foot much more, and they can fight back and you can actually die. You respawn though, in a random spot of the map, but yeah. The rework they did it almost feels like all the terrorist hunt, AKT hunt, which I used to do for trading, so yeah. Really good update, I approve. This one, they did a good job for this season. The new dev team is, for now, is delivering well. And I hope that they keep delivering well then. And yeah, we hit the 2 hours mark. Sadly, it was just Lilith that joined, so there won't be the quits. It's gonna stay a mystery unless I reorganize it and make it a whole deal another time. And yeah. I genuinely hope you enjoyed the stream and had some fun, but I'll see you back tomorrow on, I don't know, I think probably Guild Wars 2 or I'll see, probably Pokemon, I'm gonna see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream and had some fun. This is Victato, Punishing now. Good night, but good night.